You know what's strange? Most people spend their whole lives working with money, yet they never truly learn how it works. Not the school version. I mean the real system. The hidden setup that decides if you stay stressed or sleep calmly at night. Here's the truth. This system is rarely explained. Because the people who gain the most from your confusion are the same people who made the rules. And in the next few minutes, you'll see how you've been playing a game without ever being shown how it actually works. Let me ask you something. What is money? Most people say it's a way to trade or a place to store value. That's not wrong, but it's not the full story. At its core, money is trust, nothing more. It's a shared belief that paper or numbers on a screen mean something. Modern money has no real value on its own. It only works because people believe in it. That's the first illusion. When you get paid, you're not getting real wealth. You're getting a promise, a claim that can vanish the moment trust disappears. If people stopped believing in money tomorrow, it would lose value instantly. No law could save it. It survives only because we agree it does. Long ago, a small group realized something powerful. If they controlled trust, they could control everything. So they built systems around money, banks, institutions, rules. They made money feel complex and mysterious. Something only experts could understand, and it worked. Most people never question money. They just chase it. And when they don't have enough, they blame themselves. That isn't random. It's intentional. So let's break down the system. When you put money in a bank, it doesn't just sit there. The bank lends most of it out. This is how modern banking works. Here's the part that shocks people. Banks lend money that doesn't fully exist yet. They create it when they issue loans. Almost every dollar beyond cash is tied to debt. Someone owes it. Someone pays interest on it. Your salary. Your bank balance. Much of it exists only because someone else is paying a loan. If those loans fail, that money disappears. And this leads to a darker truth. The system needs debt to grow. It depends on it. Every loan has interest. So more money is always owed than what was created. The only way to cover the gap is to create more loans, more debt. This isn't a flaw. It's how the system is built. The people who designed it knew something. Most people would rather feel rich with debt than feel poor, but free. So debt became normal, even encouraged. Look at the numbers. The average household carries massive debt. The country itself owes trillions. Yet most people still think the problem is them. They think they're bad with money. They're not. They're just playing a game where the winners profit when others lose. And no game can be changed until you understand the rules. You might be thinking, fine, then I'll just stay out of it. And yes, in theory, you could. But the system makes sure most people never try. First, their status. Money isn't just about survival anymore. It's about showing success, and success is sold through things. Big houses, new cars, expensive phones. You weren't born wanting these things this badly. You were trained to want them. By ads, by social media, by comparison. And the clever part, you don't need the money first, you can borrow it. That's what debt really is. Using tomorrow's income today, you feel rich now. You pay for it for decades. But here's the trap. Once you're in debt, you lose freedom. You can't quit a job you hate. You can't take risks. You're not chained by force. You're held by comfort. The system depends on this. People with debt are predictable, easy to manage. So products are designed to confuse you. Hidden fees, high interest rates, minimum payments that never end. It's not confusing by mistake. It's confusing on purpose. Because if you don't understand it, you blame yourself. And when you blame yourself, you never challenge the system. Now, let's look at the other side. The people who understand money, they use debt differently. When most people borrow, they borrow to consume. Cars, trips, lifestyle. Debt goes up. Nothing else does. When wealthy people borrow, they borrow to build. Businesses, property, investments. Their debt rises, but their assets rise faster. And here's the key difference. The interest they pay often gets special tax treatment. So while you pay interest with money already taxed, they use the system to their advantage. Same tool, very different result. This is where compound growth really matters. Not on debt, on assets, money growing money over time. But there's a catch. You need spare money to start. And the system keeps most people too busy paying debt to ever reach that point. Many wealthy people start early, often with family support. Their assets work for them while others are still trying to catch up. By the time most people get ahead, they're already thinking about retirement. The math was never neutral. Here's what matters most. Understanding this system doesn't free you overnight. But it does something powerful. It stops you from blaming yourself. And that changes everything. When you see the game clearly, you can choose differently. Not perfectly, just more intentionally. You can stop trying to look rich. You can stop buying what you can't afford. You can't fully escape the system, but you can stop playing it the way it wants you to. You may never be insanely rich, but you can build a life where money supports you, not controls you. And that matters. Now you know how money really works. What you do with that knowledge is your choice. If this opened your eyes and you want to learn more hidden truths about money, subscribe to the channel. New videos come out every week breaking down the systems shaping your life. The more you understand, the better your chances become. The next video might be the one that changes everything.